Good evening and salutations, my B&B fans. This is going to be somewhat of a different kind of review. And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't take any notes. Like none. This is going to be more off the cuff, just my initial reaction of today's episode. I can see why a lot of people don't like Hope. I really can see why a lot of people don't like Hope. Watching the scene with Tom, I mean not Thomas, watching the scene with Liam trying to calm down Hope, trying to calm down her fears and her anxiety just seems so exhausting. It is such an exhausting experience. I would say it's such an exhausting experience because I've been through it myself. When you're sitting there trying to tell somebody everything's going to be okay, everything's going to work out, we just got to give it time and stuff like that, and to have your partner have your partner just sit there like the way she kept going on and on and on. Well, I'm his mother, and he belongs here, and what was I sitting there thinking, and Douglas is my son, and it got so irritating sitting there listening to her just chime the same garbage over and over and over and over and over again. Okay? The decision was already made. Okay? You agreed to it. I don't feel like sitting there listening to you whine constantly over and over and over and over and over again about how, oh, well, now it's a bad idea, and, I don't, I regret sitting there doing it. Boo hoo. We're past that. Okay? One of the things that really is a hindrance for this show, and it's mind boggling how there are still people that are fans of this show. It's just the recycled dialogue, the recycled. It feels like when you miss an episode, you don't really miss much at all. Okay, Hope has been whining about this decision. She has been whining and complaining about missing Douglas, and it hasn't even been that long. And my whole thing is, you're acting like this dude went to like foster care or something, or he is like a million miles away. He is with his family. He is with his aunt. Okay, you will see him when you see him. Okay, it's just the most irritating, probably among the most irritating parts that I can think about throughout this whole series, or throughout this whole storyline so far. They was celebrating Carter's 10-year being there. Okay, that's cool. That's nice. I know I'm being kind of somewhat sarcastic or whatever. But it is nice to sit there and get recognition for your hard work and your dedication of being somewhere. So I'll give him his props. They gonna take him out. My dude was like, "Yep, that's cool. I'm not gonna sit there and turn down the free meal." So I laughed about that. That was funny. They're also discussing hope for the future. This is something that is just so stupid. And it's an easy solution. Put your personal crap aside, hire Thomas back. Okay? Steffi's sent to talk about how there was some scenes with Steffi and there was some scenes with Steffi and Finn. They didn't really go anywhere. It really didn't. It's not. That's why I didn't really mention it too much because it didn't really go anywhere. But she gets to the office. She's like, "Yep, this line is underperforming, and we need to do something. We need to sit there and take our personal feelings out. I know Hope is going through a lot, but this is business." And of course, Hope is sitting there talking to Liam about her line and how it's failing and blah 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 blah. You could have solved it by hiring Thomas back, but you didn't. So now you're going to face the consequences of your actions. She gets to the office and they talk about her line. She's like, "Yeah, everything is kind of in transition right now, and this is why we need to." No, it's not working. I don't understand that. And I almost forgot his name. I know his name is John Cook, but Eric, because there's like two Erics. Well, there's more Erics on YNR that I don't know about. Isn't it? Anyway, he tries to put the blame on himself. This is me. I thought, me and Zende, we really let you down and stuff like that. You tried, you failed, we get it. but there was an easy solution to this. And she's all like, well, I know things are in transition right now, but it has been really great in the past. Yes, it's been great in the past. Past, past, past. I don't think this woman understands time, okay? She is whining and complaining about Douglas and missing Douglas. It's been what? A day? 2 days? Three? I mean, we're talking about soap opera time. Okay? Now she's sitting there talking about, well, the line was really great back in the day. It was like, yes, that's back in the day. You've been working at this fashion thing for a hot minute. You know fashion can turn around like that. Okay? What are we doing at this point? And so, at this point, it seems like Steffi is going to lay down a hammer as far as, you know what, we're going to have to pull your line, we're going to do something else, and we'll get back to it when we feel that, you know, it's in a good place. She didn't say it yet, but I'm pretty sure that's what she's thinking. It's going to get back, like we're just going to sit there and switch it around. Now, of course, Hope and those stupid expressions on her faces, it just, I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't hate Hope like a lot of people do. I haven't watched the show as long as other people. So my experience, my whatever about some of these characters and why some people don't like some of these characters and why some people do, like Ridge and stuff like that. I don't have that about these characters. I've only been watching the show for about like maybe 2 years, give or take. Oh yeah, also Finn's mom was there to, talk about how good her son is and that he needs to practically be chief of staff and blah 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 blah. And again, just didn't really go anywhere. They needed to use her for, her contract and stuff like that. But it just seems like that where it's just like I can only imagine, and maybe this is how it's always been. I've only been watching soap opera since 1998. Okay, I've only been watching soap opera since 1998, and I was watching it. I was watching it in my teens, give or take. I was watching it in my teens. I don't have the same perspective now that I did back then. Maybe there were scenes like that in like One Life to Live, Port Charles. That's the only other that I can think of that's a half an hour like this that I can think of, where you have scenes where they don't really go anywhere. They're just kind of more exposition, maybe into the character a little bit, but it just seems more of filler, to the greater story. And I don't know. I don't know. I can only imagine how my reviews would have been back then. If I was reviewing One Life to Live, All My Children, um, I don't know, even Passions or something. I don't know. It's just, or even Port Charles. Of course, I was a different person back then, so there's that. I feel like that's pretty much about it. I'm looking at notes, and they're not notes, they're something else. Because I didn't take any notes, because I didn't think I was actually going to do a review. And I was thinking about just talking about it later on tonight. But maybe it's just a reviewer in me. You ever just watch something and you're just like, I can't believe I watched that, or this is so stupid. This is so dumb that I just have to say something. I wish, which is why I did the review, I wish that I had more time where I could sit there and do this 5 days a week as far as doing this review. Um, I'm gonna, you know what? Let me know in the comment section. I know I've been really bad at reading comments and stuff like that. I'm trying to get a lot better. But let me know in the comment section. Um, until I'm able to get to a point where I'm able to do these reviews more. Also, some of these episodes have just been whatever. Um, but let me know in the comment section if I should if I should do these reviews even every now and then when I have more time. Usually Wednesdays and Thursdays, after my schedule just changes, that I can sit there and do these reviews. I've tried the route of doing reviews like 5 days and just do a review for one day. See, like right now, I'm fired up because I just watched the episode. I don't feel like I'm gonna have that same enthusiasm if I wait to Saturday or Sunday to sit there and do a review. I don't see it. Which is why I love to do daily reviews. But I thought about doing a review today, and I was like, I don't want to do it now, and then people just, it's like, oh, cool, you're going back to doing reviews again and stuff like that. I would love to sit there and do reviews on this stuff more often. I love General Hospital. I think Days of My Lives is personally my favorite. But when it comes down to it, the numbers are higher for a GH than it is for Days. There was one point. The number was actually higher for for B&B, than my GH. Um, I wish it was that case. I really wish it was that case. Let me tell you something. I mean, it's just a little secret about a lot of different reviewers and stuff like that. And if anybody tells you something a little bit different, I'm not saying they're lying, but if they've been doing it for a while, numbers does help. That doesn't mean that I'm not grateful or appreciative of even 20 people watching this video. Because I am. Now, would I want to sit there and see 700 or 7,000 as opposed to, I don't know, 7? Yes. And if any reviewers sit there and tell you, oh, it's not about the numbers and stuff like that, either they're lying to you, which I think is most likely the case, or it's just a little hobby, little side thing. And granted, yes, this is somewhat of a hobby, but it's no, screw it. It's more than a hobby for me. It's a passion. So if I do sit there and see low numbers or whatever, and I compare it to GH, it's like, well, I'm gonna probably do GH because GH has the higher numbers. It doesn't mean I don't want to do this, but if I only have time to sit there and do a little bit, if I only have time to do a certain amount of reviews, I'm gonna have to sit there and look at the numbers. Um, Now I know that comes across as shallow and stuff like that, and people could be like, "Yeah, you're just doing it for the numbers." That's not entirely the case. It's for the passion, but the numbers does actually look pretty good. And I get that it's probably hard to sit there and see that for some people if they're not sitting there doing reviews and stuff like that. So I understand that portion. I understand that part. This was a episode. I was sit there and say none the least. I really wish I could have did a review on yesterday's episode with Bill and Wyatt and Thomas and stuff like that. Now, what I will say before I go is there's just times where I don't always have time. There's just days where I always don't have when I don't always have time to sit there and do a review on B&B, Y&R, or even Days. Now, I do watch all the shows because I want to sit there and keep up with all the crazy nonsense and nuances and everything like that these shows have to offer. So I'm always going to sit there and watch them. So if I don't do a review on it, and you want to sit there and know my thoughts on a particular episode, come to the live streams. I do it Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We have a great group. Um, we're talking about stuff, we're debating about stuff, but it never gets to a point where it gets ugly. Okay, and yesterday was definitely a testament of how much of a great group that we have, even if we disagree on things. And I mean, like, disagree on things. Like the sky being pink, kind of disagree on things. But the point is, we had a great time. So we cover all the topics. Yeah, I get a lot of people that do watch a lot of GH, but I watch all the shows. So if you're curious about, you want to sit there and talk about B&B, we're going to be talking about that as well. There's a lot of people that do watch B&B. So we always have a good time. So come through. Come through. Also, weekends is where I do my exclusive membership live streams. Those are a lot of fun. We talk about the soaps, spilling a lot of tea. Um, it gets pretty interesting. I will sit there and say, nonetheless. Not a member, think about joining. Support the channel. It helps me what I do, and I want to get to a point where not only am I doing this full time, but I can have more time to do these reviews. Because yes, this episode infuriated me for a lot of different reasons. Um, but this review was a lot of fun to do. I didn't plan on doing it. I don't even have notes. I'm pretty sure I probably missed half of the stuff that went on in this episode. But to be fair, I'm pretty sure I also probably cut out a lot of stuff that wasn't really too important. Oh, Lee is not there hyping up her son. Yay! Don't get me wrong, Lee's a great character when he get her doing stuff. The whole her and Sheila and stuff like that, and hiding Finn and trying to explain in her warped version about why she couldn't even bother to tell his own wife. Great stuff. Called her an idiot a couple of times, but great stuff. But stuff in there was just like, what? Hey, on a side note, remember when they actually teased Lee and Bill being in a romance? Yeah, that was fun, right? Anyway, I think I've kind of covered this enough. If you could do me a favor, and I know it's kind of a stretch. Trust me, I hate when people sit there and say this as well. Just to help get more people to sit there and watch this, share it. Share it on Twitter. Definitely share it on Twitter. Share it on Instagram, Facebook. You know, I would love to sit there and do these more because the some of the level of dumbness that happens in these episodes in this show is just so over the top that sometimes I actually have more fun talking about this than GH because at least GH is just very level. I mean, it's stupid at times, but it's very level. We're dealing with what I like to call Zombie Bill and Sheila. And Sheila having a love triangle with Deacon, who I still feel like has some sort of Stockholm syndrome or some sort of syndrome, thinking of romance with Bill. The nine-toed demon has two men fighting over her. Maybe because I'm a logical person, I it makes my brain feel like I lost some brain cells, just explode at just how dumb and over the top it is. And I always say in my live streams that B&B is my favorite soap opera comedy. Because there's just no way that I can sit there and take some of this stuff seriously. And granted, it's not meant to be taken seriously, but on some level, I'm just like, how did people watch this as long as they did? like seriously, and I go to the forums, I go to the Facebook page, well not Facebook, but I go to Instagram, I go to Twitter, I go to YouTube when I watch the trailers for these, and I see people excited and everything like that. Um, the official pages on Instagram, I see people excited about that, and I'm just like, am I missing something? I must be missing something, right? It maybe is the nostalgia. You know, GH was really great back in his heyday, right? They showed these previews, and some people are still excited, and I'm just like, I've been watching GH since high school. Did I miss something when people are getting excited about these trailers? I just, I think I said something along the lines, if you can share it, it would help. But also, like I said, live streams. Come to the live streams. It's a lot of fun. We have a really great group. It's always great to sit there and see my regulars. It's really great to sit there and see new people. So think about it. Comes down. All right, I'm gonna go. Thank you for watching. Be safe, and I will see you in the next video.